Today presents Strike Battleship Argent, Book 1 in the Starships at War series, by Shane Lachlan Black. Copyright 2016.
Hey, science fiction and fantasy fans, Shane Lachlan Black here, reminding you that all of my serialized fiction and all of my serialized audiobooks are available on my site, brought to you ad-free by the Action Faction. We're also supporting literacy. Every time we hit a milestone, we send another book to a school. Plus, you can get your own call sign and get producer credit in videos just like this one when you sponsor us. All ahead, battle speed.
The intruder did not speak. He looked as if he were trying to catch his breath. Major, relieve the colonel of his weapon and take him into custody. Moo activated his comlink. All due respect, sir, he's holding a detonator. It was a bluff, Moo. He's just trying to buy himself time. His co-saboteurs have been cut off, and we've got some fascinating information about the little operation going on all the way out here at Shangri-La. Chapter 23. Zoni, Moo, Yili, and Honora were seated in Captain Hunter's inboard cabin once again. This time they looked a little less awestruck and a little more determined to get to the bottom of whatever was happening to their ship. All four officers were armed with blaster pistols, and Moo was still wearing the wrist appliques from his power armor. They were engaged in a boiling discussion over what went right, what went wrong, and just who exactly they should consider their enemy. "Attention on deck," Moo snapped. All four of the bandit jacks rose to Academy-perfect postures. "As you were," Captain Hunter said quickly. He was also armed, and the look on his face told the others this meeting was at least going to start all business. "Be seated." Hunter placed a tablet on the conference table. Behind him, the crystal projection screen was displaying the Argent emblem and vessel designation. The letters spelling out the ship's name were at least a foot tall. "Our visitors have been pinned on deck 34 for several hours. Dr. Doverly has assured me they will not be permanently harmed by the introduction of a narcotic compound through the life support systems. Lieutenant Simpkins has been instructed to give them another 30 minutes. "What are they holding out for, sir?" Moo asked, genuinely interested in why a dozen men would barricade themselves on someone else's ship and still expect to prevail. "That falls into our other subject of discussion. Apparently there's a little more going on out here than an overdue ship." "A lot more," Honora added. "Colonel Atwell hasn't been very helpful yet. Although his stories about dead man switches and tons of explosives were certainly entertaining, they didn't give us much in the way of clues regarding his involvement." Yili was drawing little imaginary circles on the table. Her posture made her look like a teenage girl, listening to her parents lecture her about getting a job. "We should have listened to the doctor, sir." Hunter stopped and considered his lieutenant's words. "Go ahead, engineer. I called this meeting for opinions. We knew sabotage was a clear threat. We didn't do enough to prepare. It cost me 2 men, and it just about cost us the ship." "It wasn't your fault, Yili," Honora said gently. "I'm not trying to assign or avoid blame here, ma'am. I'm just pointing out we all got caught flat-footed. I don't know the ship's systems well enough. That cost us critical time that put more people in danger." "They were one step ahead of us the entire time," Moo said. "Even the colonel and his stories about poison gas and the fake light show in Skywatch got me to at least think about striking a deal to save whatever was left." "It was my fault," Zoni said. "We froze down communications too soon. By the time we realized the whole thing was going sideways, it was too late to restore our emergency channels, and then the bridge got cut off and Hunter held up his hand. Zoni quieted down and shrank back into her seat. "If there's any blame to be laid here, it's mine and mine alone. I'm the captain of this ship. I'm responsible for the lives of every man and woman aboard, and I'm responsible for the safety and survival of this vessel. Yili?" The engineer looked up, recognizing that peculiar tone Jason Hunter was capable of that told her he was about to say something heartfelt and important. "We lost 2 men in engineering, but you saved almost 1,000 lives by your quick thinking. The best way we can honor the memory of those 2 men is to avoid making the same mistake twice."
Shane Lachlan Black here. I built a bookstore on a site called Today. It's where I make our work available to readers like yourself. This is our catalog. All these books are real. 81 titles, 18 collections, 2 million words. All the covers were produced by my studio. All the books are human authored by me. Getabook.today does all the things other bookstores do. Here's how it works. You will find the sections of the store in the menu. Getabook.today works on both mobile and PC. Find a book you like and click or tap to get to the book page. Some books have trailers and audio samples. Some have editorial and reviews. Some have sample chapters. Click or tap to enjoy the sample and use the button to return to the bookstore. When you've found a book you like, click or tap the Secure Buy button to go to our payment processor. We have industry-standard secure ordering and a 7-day money-back guarantee on digital purchases. We ship paperbacks and hardcovers in the U.S. and internationally. You complete your purchase by clicking or tapping the Pay button. The store will process your order, and you'll get an email that looks like this. If it's a digital purchase, click or tap the Download button, and the book is yours. Ebooks arrive in EPUB format. Audiobooks are in MP3s. Collections arrive in zip archives. There is no DRM, no logins, no format hassles, and your books won't disappear someday. You can install them on all your devices, phones, tablets, e-readers, PCs, or televisions. Our books are compatible with all devices. Our print titles are premium quality, and each one is signed by me. When you make a purchase from our store, you are directly supporting artists and an author. This is how we fund new stories and the values our characters stand for: honor, friendship, courage, and teamwork. The best way you can show your support is to buy our books and our official merchandise from Getabook.today, the home of Lady Star, the Iron Jammers, the Starships Universe, and Kings and Conquest. All ahead, battle speed.
Yeely nodded. And to go pay our friends a little visit, Moo added. I've got a couple of ideas in that department, Colonel, Hunter replied. Moo looked up with a shocked expression. The captain tossed him a metal box. He almost fumbled it before catching it with both hands. Orders came through right after we hit the Gitairn jump gate. Skywatch Command moved you up after I requested you for Argent. Congratulations. I don't know what to say, sir. Tell me what you think about promoting our chief engineer soon, Hunter said. I think something should be done to recognize her. Shall we say, innovative approach to command? Hunter grinned and Yeely smiled a little despite herself. What action's been taken? The captain asked, reclining in his tall leather chair. I've ordered the CSW to maintain full combat space patrols until further ordered. Wildcat squadrons are rotating 3 by 1 to a range of 10 megaclicks, Doverly reported. I have a Paladin strike force on a 10-minute alert off rails 12 and 13 and a T-Hawk strike force standing by off rails 1 and 2. Senior Chief Buckmaster has assured me Zoni's plan codenamed Jackrabbit isn't just something to add to the dinner menu. Tell me about that, Lieutenant. Well, sir, it's part of a thing me and my friend Louie were working on at CATS right before I got my civvy assignment. We had this old Gen 1 Jack hull parked in storage. Lewis was spending all his spare time tinkering with the jump engines and the drive field generators, and that left me standing there with nothing to do except listen to his stories about horse racing. Oh, for the love of Mike, not those stories, Yeely said. Yeah, those stories. Zoni rolled her eyes. Anyway, just for fun, I took apart the subspace transmitters and the radio amps, and since the hull didn't have any weapons, I plugged them into the empty bays and I noticed something. I think I know where you're going with this, Zoni, Hunter said with a twinkle in his eye. Go on. Well, sir, you know how the old Bearcats used to have those enormous shielded magnets bolted to the undercarriage of the wiring harness? They dumped that whole assembly when the Wildcats replaced it with the carbon lattice circuitry, didn't they? Honora asked. Exactly, Hunter said. Yeah, and that left this big hole because the Wildcat hull is just a Bearcat hull without the external capsule reactor mounts. So I took a broken EW package from the spare parts depot, mounted a really crappy Battlecomp component on it, and wired it up with those amps and ran some frequency tests on it, and I think I invented a new ship. So it's a fighter with all radios and no weapons? Moo asked. It would be if it weren't for the 2-gen data link, Zoni said, almost bouncing in her chair and trying to contain her excitement. Normally, if you just fly the thing out there, it's a nemesis without the really advanced gear. But a nemesis can't lash up with a Yellow Jacket data link because it would give away their position, Yeely said nonchalantly, still drawing little imaginary designs on the table with her finger. Right, Zoni exclaimed. So what happens when you put this ship of yours in a squadron datanet? Honora asked. You get a whole squadron of nasty little flying point defense emplacements with exactly the same fire control circuitry as an anti-missile frigate, the signals officer replied proudly, right down to the model numbers on the components. Interesting, Mu exhaled. Are you suggesting we convert a battle squadron of fighters to missile defense? Hunter asked, bringing the conversation back down to earth. No, sir, you don't have to do anything that drastic, Zoni replied. All you have to do is add the radio ship to the formation and let them pick their own targets. They don't have to stop being fighters. They get advanced missile defense capability without losing a thing. And that means we could put 3 anti-missile frigates on our perimeter as part of our combat space patrol, Honora said. Not exactly a battle group, but impressively close. What do we call this thing again? Hunter asked. A jackrabbit, sir, Zoni announced, clearly just as excited about the name as she was about the invention itself. All right, have Buckmaster modify 1 Yellow Jacket for each squadron with your circuitry. Zoni beamed. Where does that leave us on OOB, Commander? We can put 54 Wildcats and 23 Yellow Jackets in space at your command. If we raid parts storage, Buckmaster assures me he can field 19 T-Hawks with full weapons loadouts.
The rest of the story is only 1 keyword away. Visit jumpline.click in your browser. New keywords are activated every day. Get access to our entire catalog of science fiction, fantasy, and gamelit.